10 minutes. Fernando said, effective communication and building relationships by knowing your audience. Brian said the importance of being multilingual in healthcare setting. That's right. Work on my approach and gain value to my ask. Io says, build a relationship, not friendships. Donella says, learn to speak the language that resonates most with the audience you're communicating with. That's good. That's good. All righty. We're going to share screen. We have 10 minutes. We'll be back. And what we're going to be talking about next are the persuasive strategies to gain executive support. So now we're going to get into it. So you're going to definitely love these next couple of segments of today. All right. Timer started. On a break. Avery said, before I can truly uplift and inspire others, I need to take a step back, reflect, and continuously work on improving myself. I can't allow myself to become content with where I am. I have to keep pushing for growth so I can help others do the same. That's good. That's good. Welcome back. Let me know that you're back. I was actually excited to hear or read some of your responses. I'm always super excited to work with people that are willing to do the shadow work even on their time off. They're off. Let me know that you're back. Welcome back. All right. We're about to get back into it. So we talked about the core skills of influence, right? We talked about persuasion, relationship building, executive alignment. Those are the three core skills of influence, things that we must master or, be able to overcome for ourselves, so that we can continue to aspire. Um, Brian said doing some adult chores. That's good. So now when we're talking about um getting to the space of persuasion, I think we all have come to the realization that if you don't know how to communicate and get other people to believe in what you're communicating, there's no way you're going to ever have the influence that you think that you will. Even if you had the authority to call the shots, having the authority to call the shots still doesn't grant you influence. There's many occasions where the staff didn't agree with what the leader said, willingly or put up excuses why something couldn't get done on time. They put up excuses why certain things is taking so long, and they create all of these reasons. It's hard to get this to connect because the authority of you telling them to do it doesn't really make them want to actually get it done, especially if they don't respect you, and especially if you don't hold high accountability across the board throughout the entire organization. So this is something that we have to make sure that we're paying attention to as we're growing and expanding. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back to it. So we talk about the persuasive strategies to gain executive support. In this portion here, we have to understand that executives make decisions based on strategy, risk, and return on investment. We talked about this earlier. And to gain their respect or their support, you must present your ideas in a way that aligns again with their priorities in their language. Y'all notice we're kind of saying the same things over and over again, kind of just showing you in a multitude of different ways why mastering the skill of communication is absolutely important, because persuasion is not manipulation. Manipulation is trying to get someone to do something that's not in benefit of them. Persuasion is getting somebody to do something that benefits them. That's the difference. I have no ill um um feelings if someone's like, man, you're really persuasive, man. That makes me feel good, because I know the intention of me persuading someone is to get them to do something that they know they need to do for them. Manipulation is when someone wants you to do something that only benefits them, that's not in benefit of you. And that's a thin line to make sure you're paying attention to the intention of how you're using your communication ability to have somebody do something that you need for them to do. So we don't want to be manipulative. We want to be persuasive. I want to make sure that what I'm persuading someone to do is in true value, the right thing for them. I don't want to persuade someone to do something that only benefits me and then puts them in a bad situation. That's manipulation. And so once we get all the weird stuff out of our feelings and out of our bodies with the notion that persuading someone is not good, I just either they got it or they don't. That's not the truth. There's a lot of people that should be doing more healthy things for their life, but they don't. So a trainer's job or a nutritionist's job or a doctor's job is to persuade that person to start working out and walking and stop having a sedentary lifestyle. Because yes, you can move around now, you're in pain, but you're not thinking about the times when you can't move around like you used to. And it becomes a way that gets in your way. So temporary pain today is for a lifelong time that you can live tomorrow. That's good persuasion. Manipulation is, hey, you should buy this product, you should do this surgery, you should do all of this. And we're still not encouraging you to fix the very root, which is you being lazy. And again, it has everything to do in my life. When I start to see my leadership stuff that in my organization start to slip, the first thing I ask myself is, in my personal life, what's slipping? What's slipping in my personal life that's affecting my mind here? What can I do in my personal life that will make sure I stay disciplined and on point here? So these are things that we have to consider. So when we're persuading, we have to make sure that we put a positive energy, or we put positive energy or thoughts on what persuasion is. If you think that it's dirty and it's nasty and it's whatever, you're never going to be able to persuade someone to give you a better opportunity to show your likeness or your greatness. And this is why certain people make it to the top and others don't. So executives are, in most cases, always looking at the big picture. We talked about this. Cost savings and financial efficiency, patient safety and regulatory compliance, operational effectiveness and staff productivity, and reputation management and risk mitigation. The very first thing that you have to always take into consideration if I'm trying to influence someone to do something that I need their buy-in to get it done is always considering the person